Now a Call Curtis undercover investigation into med-spas. Some women going in for quick beauty treatments and they end up burned or even scarred.
Tonight, Curtis Ming exposes concerns the people performing these procedures may not be qualified to do.
And we're talking about treatments like Botox and laser hair removal happening in salons, med-spas, even dentist offices. The exploding industry is 7 times the size it was a decade ago, but some doctors are blowing the whistle on what they call a danger.
They're quick procedures.
Relax.
Meant to make you more beautiful.
I literally had black eyes.
But who's performing treatments at med-spas?
You don't want the doctor doing it because he doesn't do them like we do.
If done incorrectly,
I was burning, I was terrified.
you could end up scarred for life.
They can kill people.
Careful not to burn a batch of cookies.
They're not done yet.
Carmela Takis, which is the med-spa she went to, was just as cautious with her skin during her laser treatment.
All of a sudden, I could see all these marks from the laser, just burn marks.
Because the nurse, supposed to remove her wrinkles, turned the laser too high, scarring her face, causing excruciating pain.
I was afraid to go out of the house. I was crying, depressed.
This is the injection site.
Tamara Pierce went to a Roseville med-spa for Botox, but instead she says the nurse injected her with a different type of filler, leaving her with 2 black eyes and a swollen face that lasted weeks.
The doctor that I went to see said I could have lost my eyesight.
In both cases, doctors' names were tied to the med-spas, but no doctor was there that day.
Many of these places are operating without ever having a doctor on site.
Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Christine Lee says don't be fooled by a doctor's name on the door of a med-spa or on their brochure, because they may just lend their names to the clinic to collect a paycheck. She says in many cases, nurses, even estheticians are performing these procedures and warns this is what can happen. This woman ended up with stripes burned across her face after a laser treatment went wrong. This woman with burns all over her back. A bad Botox injection caused nerve damage, forcing this patient's eyes shut for an entire year. And this woman ended up with an infection on her face.
The harm could last with somebody forever.
We went undercover to see who was on duty at 3 med-spas in our region. At each location, our producer, posing as somebody who wants laser hair removal and Botox, is told no doctor is here.
I use the smallest needle.
Instead, nurses do the procedures. In fact, listen to this nurse's response.
So now when it comes to both the Botox and the laser hair, who does that? Does the doctor have to do that?
Nope, you don't want the doctor doing it because he doesn't do them like we do.
She and a nurse at another med-spa said patients will meet the doctor first, although it may happen through a webcam.
You'll see him, but you might see him through the computer screen or you might see him in the room, just depending on the day and time.
How often should a doctor be in one of these facilities?
Regularly.
Tricia Hunter with the American Nurses Association of California says no state agency is adequately watching over med-spas.
I mean, we license barbershops. Why wouldn't we license a med spa?
She argues a properly trained nurse is qualified to carry out these treatments as long as a doctor is within reach. But she says the California Medical Board has never defined proper supervision, whether the doctor must be on site, within a few miles, or even just a phone call away.
Do you think the medical board should have established that by now?
Yes, I do. Absolutely think they should have established that by now.
What's taking so long?
That I really don't know. I know that the clarifications are coming.
The state medical board is now proposing regulations for laser treatments, saying a doctor must be immediately available, defined as contactable by electronic or telephonic means without delay, interruptible, and able to furnish appropriate assistance and direction throughout the performance of the procedure.
Based on the definition you gave, a doctor could be available through email in Europe.
A doctor could be available through email in Europe, yes. A lot of this is going to be on the physician to exercise judgment.
It doesn't go far enough for Carmela, who wishes a doctor was there the day she was burned.
They were all over.
After years of follow-up treatment, her scars have finally faded to the point makeup covers them. Tamara lives with what appears to be a permanent pimple on her face.
This red spot here is permanent.
Something both women think would never have happened if a doctor treated them.
I just hope that other people that go, that they have learned enough from all these people that have been burned to make sure they see a doctor.
The Medi-Spa where she was treated is out of business. The nurse who treated Tamara has moved to a different salon. Now, by law, a doctor must own 51% of any medical spa in the state of California, and they must have a standardized procedure outlined for the nurses. Outside of that, the medical board says it is their job, not their job, to dictate how doctors run their practices.
That is so eye-opening, and especially those webcams. What's up with that? Exams through those, does the medical board allow it?
They have no guidelines on webcams whatsoever. So doctors have started to do it with the technology. The medical board has not weighed in.
What should people do after you see a report like this before going to one of these spas?
You know, there are a lot of questions to ask. The questions I would ask is, who owns the place? Will I see a doctor? Who's doing the procedure? What is their training? Will a doctor be there that day? If not, what happens if there's a complication? And the medical board also has some stuff that they've listed on this as well, and we're going to post that on cbssacramento.com.
Well, based on what you put there, it looks almost like the wild, wild west in too many situations.
Yeah, they're relying on doctors to run their practices.
Okay, thanks.
Great report, Curtis.